Today's video is making a messy background. Most of you know that I start a lot of my paintings on messy backgrounds, and normally I make them as I'm painting another painting. But today I'm going to demonstrate how I would go about it if I had a fresh white canvas. I'm Pat from Scrivener Art and Design on Vancouver Island, Canada, and I love sharing my knowledge and teaching others what I know. If you are enjoying my videos, subscribe to my channel and like the video, leave comments or questions. I answer them all. It really helps my channel growth. So thanks for watching. Now to the video. I often start my paintings with a messy background. Here I'm adding some yellow with a wide Liquitex brush, and next to it some cadmium red light. So wherever your wet paint touches, you're going to blend into a new color. I also have a spare canvas on the side for excess paint. I'm adding some blue now, so be cautious if you're adding an opposite that you don't blend into a wet color that is opposite to it, or you will make brown. Coming back in here using a sponge brush with some magenta on it, and you can see that I got a little bit of burgundy from mixing in with the blue. To keep your colors really fresh, try not to mix, so work on the white area of the canvas only as much as possible. You can overlap as many layers as you like when the paint is dry, but if you're working wet on wet, there's a good chance you're going to muddy up your colors, especially if opposites come in contact. I'm using a catalyst wedge here that has little divots in it, making some marks back in. So I consider this to be my playground and just a time of having fun and playing. So I'm coming back in doing some scribbling. I use woody stabilos for this, China markers, Lyra graphite pencils, Stabilo markals, various things that you can make marks, some of them being water soluble, which they will run with wet paint, but I'm not concerned about that. Now I'm using a catalyst wedge, putting on some more color. I am going over some of the blue so you can see I'm getting some real dark areas, and I'm scribbling back into that as well, trying to relieve some of the underpainting. You can use things like bamboo skewers, knitting needles, the end of your paintbrush, or even a stick from your yard. Try and cover up all the white areas on your canvas before moving on. Using different tools gives you different types of marks. I like to vary my brushes, the sizes, and also go to scrapers. I do use inexpensive foam brushes as well on these initial layers just to get paint down quickly. So just continue on until you get it all filled in. And then you'll want to make sure it dries before going on to the next step of adding more pattern and optical texture. I'm using a deli tray here as a stamp. This is one that has little dots on it. And I'm just stamping all over my canvas. Now I'm using a piece of insulation pipe. I always like to add some circle shapes in, especially if I'm doing figures. This can often be helpful to find figure shapes. If there's something that already looks a bit like a head, it will sometimes influence it. I'm scribbling back in again, so just being playful. Here I'm using a foam roller from the kids craft section of the art store, and using the excess up on my spare canvas here. Coming in with a Martha Stewart round sponge, making some shapes. And now I'm adding some stencil pattern. And I'm using a little makeup sponge and just dabbing it on. I have taped that stencil so it doesn't shift on me. And I want it to look random. I don't want to fill in the whole stencil. When you're stenciling, you want to have a contrast of color. And you want to make sure that you repeat it in at least 3 places. Again, I'm taping it on and just putting it randomly, not trying to fill out the whole stencil. I'm using a foam brush here on the edge, and I'm making small diamond shapes with it. Here I'm doing some horizontal lines just by pouncing on the edge of the brush. So try and see how many things you can make out of one tool, how many marks. Here I'm going back to that micro dot of the deli tray and back in with another stencil. This time I'm using a titanium white with the blue mixed in to make a tint. So bringing back some lighter color over top of this. When you're picking patterns, you want to pick something that you feel relates to your previous patterns, but also having a contrast. You also want to think of the scale of the stencil, that it's not an overly big pattern for the size of the canvas. Just filling in a few random spaces, don't fill in the whole stencil, and do it in 3 to 4 places. So just continue building up rich layers until you feel that you have something that you can work with and you can start to see shapes in your work. And if you can't, remember, you can always turn it into a pear. I hope you have fun with that. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments and questions below, and like and subscribe to my channel.